Hello there! So normally my videos are filmed on this, and this is a Panasonic something or other, but it is also quite an old fashioned piece of kit. Not old by any means, but old fashioned, and didn't have a particularly high quality. I then filmed my last video, Angus Songs and Perfect Snogging film review, on my dad's camera, and then was surprised that night by my parents with my early Christmas present, my wonderful new camera and microphone. So hopefully this quality is way better. I apologise if anything's wrong with it. I'm still learning this camera. But now on to the actual review, which is Library... You can now get to see that in a higher quality. Lucky you. This is Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs, the third and final book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy. And I really bloody enjoyed this book. I literally finished it 5 minutes ago, and I just like raced through it and ran upstairs and set up to film, because this book is so damn great. Like, this whole series, if you don't know what it's about a boy called Jacob who finds out that his grandfather always told him stories about these peculiar children that he was friends with, and Jacob just assumes that it's his father telling him stories because that's what you would assume. And then he finds out that this world is real and gets brought into it. The first book very much explores the world and the characters and the concepts of this world building, and I think it's the best book in the trilogy. Hollow City, well, at the end of it ends up with an adventure. Hollow City, the second book, is entirely adventure, and this is the round off, the kind of final battle. And in many ways there are many things that remind me of Deathly Hallows in this book, in really positive ways, like not just doing it because the author's been inspired by J.K. Rowling because we know that Harry Potter works, but this actually feels right to the book, and we hear a story that inevitably it turns out to be true, and we meet loads of new characters. We have our final battle. Jacob truly hones his skill in a way that he hasn't previously, and also you kind of get a more three-dimensional look at all of the different characters. Like you see in fact quite a big part of Jacob's own internal monologue is that there is no real black and white with people. There's very much a grey area of what's good and bad and what's the right thing and blah blah blah. So I think in that respect it's really good, and I would highly recommend it to everyone, actually, teenagers onwards. I especially like the look at relationships, and I think Ransom Riggs handles Jacob and his being a teenager and a teenage boy at that incredibly well. I think he handles it accurately while also maturely, so for younger teenagers reading this, it's not inappropriate. He just handles teenage boy world well. I love the marriage of photos and writing in these books. It obviously works differently in the second and third books, because the first one, Ransom Riggs has said he wrote the story around the photos he found, and you can sort of tell that it's come out of these photos, and I think it's incredible. Whereas obviously the second and third books, he had a plot that he wanted to follow and had to find photos to fit with the plot and had to adapt his plot a little bit. And it's not going to say you can tell, because that's not right. It's not quite as authentic as the first book in that sense, but I still think it's an incredible story and it's well worth a read. I'm also looking forward to, at some point next year, reading Tales of the Peculiar, which is mentioned in this series. In fact, Tales of the Peculiar is very much the Tales of Beedle the Bard to the Harry Potter series, so I'm really looking forward to reading that and enjoying it a lot. Thank you very much for watching. I think I'm going to have my Once Upon a Time Season 5 review on Wednesday, and then on Friday I'm hoping to have another book review with you, a sort of more wintry, Christmassy book, because we're getting to that point now where my book reviews will mostly be Christmas related. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if you'd like to see what books I bought in the last few months in autumn, then please head over to my other channel, I will link it below, where I will have that video up on Friday as well. Bye!